Hello, everyone. I am Carlton McKinney Jr. I am the assistive tech specialist for the St. Louis ARC. I've been with the St. Louis ARC for 15 years. I started off in day program, did a little floating in residential, and now I am dealing with assistive tech. I assist the people that we support with iPads, Alexas, smartphones, TVs, training them and getting them comfortable with being able to be independent with using those devices. And so today, what I'm going to come and talk to you about is cyberbullying. What is it and how to stop it? What parents and teens want to know about cyberbullying. Right now, the internet is definitely a place where a lot of people go to antagonize people, especially people with disabilities. And we just, want to be able to give you information on how to stop it. And if it happens to you, what to do. Okay. So the first thing, what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is bullying with the use of digital technology. Like I said, it can take place on social media, messaging platforms, gaming platforms, and mobile phones. It's a repeated behavior aimed at scaring, arguing, or shaming those who are targeted. For example, it could be spreading lies or posting embarrassing photos, videos of someone on social media, sending hurtful, abusive, or threatening messages, sending images and or videos via message platform, impersonating someone and sending mean messages to others on their behalf or from a fake account. Okay. Facing face-to-face bullying and cyberbullying can often happen alongside each other. You could be in the room and the next person can be in the other room and they could be using the platform to cyberbully you. Okay, so that's what cyberbullying is. Okay, so one, the question is, am I being bullied online? How do you tell the difference between a joke and bullying? Okay, all friends joke around, with each other, but sometimes it's hard to tell if someone is just having fun or trying to hurt you, especially online. You never know online. Sometimes they'll laugh it off with a joking or with a just kidding or don't take it seriously. But if you feel hurt or think others are laughing at you instead of with you, then the joke has gone too far. If it continues to even happen after you ask the person to stop, you're still feeling upset about it, then it could most definitely be bullying. So listen to your instinct, listen to your gut. If you feel like that, I told my friend to stop, or I told my siblings to stop, and it could continue to keep going, then it could be a form of bullying. When the bullying takes place online, it can result in unwanted attention from a wide range of people, including strangers. Whenever it may happen, if you are not happy about it, you should not have to stand for it, okay? Call it what you will. If you feel bad and it doesn't stop, then it's worth getting help. Stopping cyberbullying is not just about calling out bullies. It's also about recognizing that everyone deserves respect, even those with disabilities, okay? So online and in real life. Two, what are the effects of cyberbullying? When bullying happens online, it can make you feel like you've been attacked wherever, even inside your own home. It can seem like there is no escape. The effects can last a long time and affect a person in many ways. And I'm going to give you examples of that. Also, one is mental. Mental meaning feeling upset, embarrassed, stupid, even afraid and or anger. Emotional, feeling ashamed or losing interest in the things that you love because of cyberbullying. Physical, tired, loss of sleep, experience symptoms like stomach aches and headaches. So all of these things right here can definitely happen if you feel like you're being cyberbullying. So parents, staff, caregivers who's ever watching online, make sure that you look out for those symptoms, because it could definitely be that if the individual is on the internet, it could be that they are being cyberbullied, or they have seen something that is making them feel like someone they know or themselves are being bullied online. Cyberbullying can affect us in many ways, but they can be overcome and people can regain themselves from it. How can cyberbullying affect my mental health? Okay, or mental health of someone that you support or taking care of. You can lose your motivation to do the things that you usually enjoy doing and feel isolated from the people you love and trust. This can be a negative feeling and thoughts, which can obviously affect your mental health and well-being. As I stated in the previous slide, the effects of cyberbullying on mental health can vary depending on the medium thought which is happening. So, for example, bullying via text message or through pictures or videos on social media platforms have proven to be very harmful. Okay, so we want to be sure that we are looking out for any of those signs and or symptoms.
Do you have examples of people you support who have been cyberbullied and how staff or family member help them through that?
Yes. So there is an individual who lives with mom and dad, and mom and dad noticed change in his behavior. So he comes home from work, and they give him 2 hours on to do whatever as far as social media goes, television, computer, iPad, and things like that. Well, after a while, mom and dad started noticing changes in his behavior. They thought that it was the medication. Later on, when I brought up cyberbullying to them, I was like, maybe something he saw online that's triggering him. Mom then went through the phone and saw that it was messages being transferred between him and another individual on Facebook, of course. And what mom did, which I'm going to explain a little bit later on in the presentation, is mom took him off social media for a while. Now, she didn't keep him off. She blocked the individual that was talking to her son inappropriately, and she went on ahead and took him off social media for I think about a week or so, and then he was able to go back. And then that's when mom went. I talked to mom about the settings on how she can view and how she can see what is going on and what her son is liking, and that's her being his guardian. She was able to do that. With them being their own guardian is a little tricky, which I can't really get into that conversation, but I'm very sure we got somebody that can. But if they're their own guardian, there's steps that you have to take. But if you are their guardian, you definitely can, have that permission to go in and see and guide them through to help them be able to avoid it in the near future.
So, Carlton, I'm going to jump in on this question because
Okay.
unfortunately, I have become more of an expert than I ever would want to in this field.
Okay.
I have worked with this family for, 22 years now, and their adult child is in her 40s, and she loves to be on social media, and it has actually caused some big things in her life. So it's more than there has been cyberbullying. She actually found someone online that also needed some supports, and she ran away
Mhm.
to Cincinnati, and he sent her money, and she lived in his attic for a week until his parents caught her, and then they were able to bring her home. As far as cyberbullying, she started talking to someone and online in one of those games, and it ends up that she gave him way too much information. He started threatening her. She didn't know what to do, so she finally went to her mom and said that this guy told her that if she did not send money, he would kill her. He would come to her house. He would kill her mom. They ended up having to call the police, and the police had to come out to their house and really kind of gave her a talk during that. While the police was there, this guy called her again, and the police answered the phone. So definitely, this is something that happens.
Mhm.
And this person, I would love to say she learned from her mistake. She has not. She continues to friend different people. And for her, it's an adult. I think it's even harder sometimes when it's an adult because they go to more adult content websites.
Yeah.
And in her case, one of the things we really look out for is buying game cards and giving away information or money on the cards. One of the biggest things that, in the same person to kind of give you a warning, a lot of these games requires a credit card on file. And in this case, they put a credit card of mom's on file. This individual has in 1 month racked up $2,000. The next month racked up $1,000 on game items. They put a hold on the card. They have canceled the card, but you have to have some kind of card. So they are now going to the prepaid cards, which then has its kind of own problems. But doing that, the mother's card got hacked due to the game, and they not only hacked her card, they hacked her entire identity. They are at the point they are having to change bank accounts and all that kind of stuff because this game system getting hacked. So it's definitely something to watch out for. Sorry to jump on your.
Okay, no, that's fine. Thank you. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you was able to give more information. So I hope they was able to receive that. Who should I talk to if someone is bullying me online? Why is reporting important? So if you think you're being bullied, the first step is to seek help from someone that you trust, such as a parent, a close family member, and/or another trusted adult. If the bullying is happening on a social platform, consider blocking the bully and formally reporting their behavior on the platform itself. Social media companies are obligated to keep their users safe. So a lot of the platforms have it to where you can go and report the post or the message as spam, and then they'll probably do a follow-up question and say, why do you feel this is spam? And then it'll be like, give you multiple answers to choose from. Can say that, you know, they're bullying me, they're stalking me, their content is inappropriate. I believe this person is a spam, and then they will go and investigate. Normally they will then block that individual right after. And so the next one is, am I experiencing cyberbullying? I'm afraid to talk to my parents about it. How can I approach them? That's a good question. So if you are experiencing cyberbullying, speaking to a trusted adult, someone you feel safe to talk to, is one of the most important first steps you can take. So if you feel like you're being bullied, think of a person that you can trust, whether it's, like I said, your parents, a trusted family member, a sibling. Even if you go to a workshop or you go to day services, maybe talking to a staff and just letting them know, like, hey, I feel like this is something that's getting out of control. I believe I'm getting bullied online, but I don't, want to worry my mom about it, and just get their opinion on it. But make sure that you definitely talk to someone. Talking to parents isn't easy for everyone, but there are things you can do to help the conversation. Choosing a time to talk when you know you have their full and undivided attention. Explaining how serious the problem is for you. Remember, they might not be as familiar with technology as you are, and vice versa. The people we support might not be tech savvy. So vice versa, in explaining to them the scenario of the problem. You might need to help them understand what's happening, because again, they might not know. As Tracy was saying, the young lady, was getting threats. He's sending him money. She didn't probably know that's what was going on at first. She just thought it was a harmful gesture, and she sent it, and then it got out of control. They might not have the instant answer for you, but they are likely to want to help together. You can find a solution. Two heads are always better than one. Now, what was the second question again?
Yeah. How to be safe where your kids go.
How to be safe where your kids go.
How to be safe on where they go online is what I think they're asking.
Oh, how to be safe where they go online. So there is ways you can track where they go online and actually stop them from going to certain sites, if that makes sense. So like, if you don't want them to go to an adult site, you can definitely stop them from going to that site, mark it as a spam site. So say if Twitter, say you don't want your child or the person that you are supporting to go on Twitter, you can go to the browsing history, put in the Twitter link, and basically mark it as a spam website, so that way they cannot go and it will block it instantly.
So jumping in, kind of talking about like somebody's real, Carlton was talking about people being real. One of the things that I had to do with the person that I work with online a lot is really talking about Facebook's one of the biggest ones. You can see Facebook has fake accounts in there all the time. They friend you, and showing them what a kind of a fake account looks like. That usually a lot of times, I don't know other people. My mom is on a lot of these veteran sites and things like that, and she gets things from Doctors from Borders and these generals and admirals and all these kind of things. So I've even had to like show my mom like fake Facebook accounts and how somebody's cloned another account and kind of going through that. Like Carlton said, if they only have one or two pictures and no friends, or friends from all over the world, or no posts, just kind of pictures and stuff, that's a really big red flag that we taught her to look at.
Yes. Okay. How do you know it's my personal information from being used? How do you stop basically your personal information from being used on social media? Think twice before posting or sharing anything on digital platforms, such as addresses, family information. So the biggest thing on Facebook is sharing locations. A lot of things on Facebook, Twitter, even I think Snapchat has it now. On the gaming platform, it's always an option to share your location. I personally would not share my location, especially when I'm with a group of people that I do not know, especially on social media, because a lot of people might be somewhere sitting around a neighborhood and just waiting for the individual to drop a location just so they can go. I did hear of a story. It wasn't in St. Louis. I believe it was in Ohio, where an individual was talking to someone on social media and they shared their location with them. The person was basically gained their trust is what they did. And they was like, well, I just want to be sure that you're always safe. So share your location with me. The individual was able to leave the house on their own and was walking to the store and posted, where they were, and the individual showed up and tried to kidnap them. Now, this was in Ohio. This was back in the summertime, actually. Well, last summer. And so I would not share my location with anyone other than a close family member and or friends. Do not give out personal details, like I said, such as your address, your telephone number, the name of your school, the name of your workplace, the name of your mom's workplace, dad's workplace, anything like that. Learn about the privacy settings of your favorite social media app. Every social media, again, is obligated to keep their users safe, and they all have privacy settings that you can go to. Here are some actions you can take on many of them. You can describe you can basically decide who can see your profile, see your direct messages or comments, comment on your posts by adjusting your account privacy setting. As I said, if you do not know how that operates, I can definitely be open to show you that. You can report hurtful comments, messages, photos, videos, and request they be removed. Besides unfriending, you can completely block people to stop them from seeing your profile or contacting you. The thing with blocking, though, just because you block them does not mean they don't have other multiple accounts set up that they probably have already followed you on. So that's why it's very crucial to not follow everyone that sends you a friend request. I always go to mutual friends. If I get a friend request, I go to mutual friends to see who we have as mutual friends first. If it's somebody that I talk to on a regular, I ask them, hey, do you know this individual? They send me a friend request. I don't know why. Same thing with gaming. If I've never gamed with you before, I'm not going to game with you now. I'm sorry. It's just that I already have my close circle and I trust them or whatnot. So if nobody in the game circle is friends with them and you're not friends with them, do not allow them into your gaming circle. Online, it could definitely be a stalker and somebody trying to bully whoever it is. You can also choose to have comments by certain people to appear only to them without completely blocking them. You can delete posts on your profiles or hide them from specific people. Tools to help you for anti-bullying tools for your child or younger people. Each social media offers different tools, okay? That are allowed to you to restrict who can comment, who can view, who can post, and who can contact you automatically as a friend. Now, it could also be a friend that's bullying you. If it's a friend that's also bullying you, you can definitely, reach out to them like, hey, what you said or what you did, I feel like it's bullying. I do not appreciate that. If they continue to do it, talk to a parent, a guardian, let them know what's going on. If they talk to their parents and it still continue, then just block them all the way. Because I'm sorry, a true friend will not bully you. Many of them involve simple steps to block, mute, or report bullying. We encourage you to explore them all.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a good evening.